Namaste. I am Minakshi, and today we have reached day 7 of the 7 days of resonance, or the 7 days of rest, which is a global phenomenon, a global meeting that we attend every year in the first week of a new year. What a beautiful way to refresh and to come into the resonance of the year, of the self, and of what we wish for in a new year. At this time, we also do a lot of releasing, and this is the word that came to me as I was preparing for this meeting. What should be the message for today? I thought. And the idea that came, just a word, release. So first, let's just release our muscles from any tension that they may be feeling. Let's release the muscles of our belly so that breath can flow deeply but comfortably. And let's release anything right now that may be distracting us or disturbing us as we meet virtually through time and space in this meeting. What do you want to release? What is being released through us? What is being released through you? Release can mean letting go. But as we see in the dandelion, what we let go are seeds of a new world, are seeds of new ideas, are seeds of something that has fructified within us and is ready to be released into the world. Release is also a burden that we may have been carrying. So let's start with that. Right now, in your mind, is there a thought, is there an event, is there a happening of any time that is burdening your mind, that is helping you to feel distressed, disturbed, worried, anxious? All of these are very heavy for the mind, very heavy for the body, because there is no boundary between mind and body. One affects the other. So let's just release, just let it go. With the breath out, just release any thought that isn't serving you at this moment. Just take a few breaths out, focusing on long breath out, and the inhalation will take place automatically. Just feel you're releasing. You may feel a sigh that comes, or you may just feel soft sigh, or just a breath out, whatever feels comfortable for you. And as you release, let your body also relax a little bit more. Think of something in this day that you wanted to do and were not able to do, and release it. Think of something that someone may have said or done which troubled you, and just release it, let it go. And now, let's think of the past, something that happened a long time ago, a burden that you have been carrying. It could be a burden of a secret. It could be a burden of something we saw or did, someone else did or said. It seems to be easier to say, let it go, and it seems to be difficult to release. Maybe one idea that we need to release is that it's important to hold on to it. We often hold on to some events, some distressing events, because we think that if we release them, then we are being irresponsible, or that something which distressed us in the past may happen again. But I have learned in my life that if somebody has hurt us, if some words have troubled us, those were spoken once, but by remembering them, we are saying them again and again to ourselves. So the person who is hurting us again and again is our own self, our own memories, our own desire to hold on, our own inability to release and let go. It's very powerful to release with the breath. Visualize in front of you very pure air and release this memory into the air, knowing that it will be transmuted and transformed into something which is good for the world. You will not be releasing your distress to trouble others. You're releasing your distress because you become calmer and more peaceful, more vibrant, stronger, and in becoming this way, you're able to be more productive, more helpful to the people around you. Just let it go. You can also visualize that it's going in a bubble of light and floating away. Whichever image comes to your mind, you can do that. You can also make an intention as you release that I thank this memory for what it has done for me, for what it has allowed me to become. Very often something happens to us and we really don't like, and we feel it is so painful that we resolve that we will never cause this pain to anyone else. How beautiful it is that there are people in this world who make sure that they don't trouble anyone the way they may have been troubled. There are more people like that in the world that I have met than people who actually want to pass on their pain to others. So knowing this, thanking this memory, and then releasing it, as you release it with your breath, already it is being transformed into something which caused grief and now is causing gratitude. How beautiful is the alchemy of gratitude, and how beautiful this idea and this intention that you have taken to just release. So thank yourself for doing this. And then bring to mind an idea. Maybe it was a book that you wanted to write, or something that you wanted to do, maybe a project, and you have not been able to do it. It's somewhere in you, like a seed under the ground. And let this idea get the light of your own love. Send love to this seed of this idea that is still buried in your subconscious, that has not yet been able to fructify. It's taking its time, just like the seed does. Someone sent me a seed recently, and I didn't put it immediately into the ground. And I thought, what if it dries up? What if I'm killing it by not putting it into the ground? And I had forgotten that it doesn't matter how long the seed is out of the ground. When you put it in, the seed, and then you water it and you put it in the right soil, the right atmosphere, you water it, it starts sprouting. That's what happened to this plant. So it doesn't matter when the seed of your idea will come to be. You're nurturing it even when it's inside you. Don't think of it as a burden. Don't say, sometimes we berate ourselves, why haven't I done something when I could have? Why didn't I take the time to do it? It was not the right time. So thank yourself for being patient and waiting for the right time. And if the idea suddenly sprouts one little sprig, or if this idea is one that you're willing to release out into the world, letting people have it, maybe someone else wants it. Which is your place where you get many ideas? Whenever I'm under the water, under shower, I get many ideas. Or sometimes when I'm driving or when I'm walking in nature, many ideas. And some ideas I feel, and I'm saying to the river of thought, to the creative source, this idea, let it be with me. I want to write about it or speak about it. And some ideas come to me and I say, no, not this one. I'm not going to let this one out into the world. I don't have the courage, or I don't have the time, or I don't want to take the time or have the ability to let this idea go into the world. Send it to someone else. So maybe you're willing to release it in different ways. Maybe like the dandelion, you're ready to release the seed into the wind. You know, when you look at a dandelion, how soft it seems and how easy you feel to blow the seeds off. Some dandelions are like that. You do a slight blowing and the seeds get spread, and where they go, who knows, but they start releasing their life-giving property, and another plant comes to be. Maybe it's a dandelion of a daisy. So last year I was in Ecuador. I was in the Andes, in a very beautiful valley, surrounded by mountains, but a very valley at a very high level, height. And there was a dandelion. And I was so happy. I said, oh, let me blow it. And I blew it, but I actually huffed and puffed, and it would not release its seeds. It was not ready. Those seeds which look so soft, so gentle, wisps, but they have the strength not to be released till they are ready. So let the ideas which are within us, not yet flowered or fruited, let them not be a burden, because the idea is not a burden. The thought that we have not yet worked on it, that is the burden. How we think of the things we have not yet done, that is the burden. So, for example, sometimes someone asks me, what are you doing on such and such a date? And I say, well, I have planned it. I've put it in my calendar and I've removed it from my mind. So I may not remember it. I need to see my calendar to remember it or to see it. This way I keep my mind uncluttered. It works for me. It doesn't mean it has to be the same thing that works for you. But if it clutters your mind or makes you feel burdened by having too many things you have to do. I know people who are saying, I'm very busy. When we say we are very busy, it's because all the things which we are doing and have to do are in our mind at that moment. But what if we are completely in a moment? We don't remember what we have to do, what we have already done. We are completely here at this present moment. Then we are not burdened. We are not busy. We are occupied by doing something. I'm talking to you right now. That's all I'm doing. I'm just letting the Thoughts come to my mind, some come out in the form of words, and some probably just disappear without coming to my conscious awareness. That's all that we have to do. And I hope all you are doing is either just listening to me or to yourself or just looking around, just letting my words be a tiny little soft thread that brings you back into this conversation because you chose to listen. It's so important to release certain words from our thought and from our speaking and from our writing. And for example, words like should or must, I must do this, I should do that, I should have done that. When we were in college, we had a teacher and she used to use these words a lot. And I remember once she said, it's not that I could not, but I would not. I should not, so I would not. And when I think of her saying that, she used to use a lot of could, would, should. It's so soft and sweet. It's in a sweet way. And even when she said it, it was not done in a very burdensome way. But if you use these words in a way that burdens you, then it's good to release these words by not letting them stay within you and use other words which are not heavy and are not burdensome. For example, if I feel I should have done something and I didn't do it, I may say to myself, I see that there was something I didn't do, but maybe it was not meant to be done at that time. Maybe I will do it again. You may feel you're making excuses for yourself, but right now, just say to yourself something, anything that you feel you should have done and you didn't do, and instead of using should have done, first say actually, I should have, and then whatever you think you should have. And just feel how it lands in your body. What happens to your muscles, what happens to your face, what happens to your head, what happens to your whole body, what happens to your breath when you say, I should have. Oh no, I should have. And now, say the same thing by saying, I wanted to do this and I didn't. Maybe it wasn't the right time. How do you feel when you do that? When you say it in this way? And if the thought comes to you, you're just being irresponsible. You're just trying to be good to yourself. You're just spinning it. Laugh about that. Yes, I am. Because I have the right to be light. I have the right not to feel heavy and not to burden myself with my own thoughts. So many people nowadays feel overwhelmed. One of the reasons we feel overwhelmed is because we keep burdening our own minds with the words that we speak, the words that we think, and the thoughts that we keep holding on to. Many of them actually being against our own selves or sometimes against the people around us. So let's practice this releasing. Let's practice kindness to ourselves. Because when we are not overwhelmed, when we feel relaxed and relieved, then see how it affects the people around us because of our own behavior to people. If you're strict with yourself, maybe you're strict with others as well. So this helps us to be, and actually when you do that, so many more areas of strength are discovered. You start discovering other things that you did when you didn't do what you thought you needed to do. It's very important to feel that empowerment, because with that empowerment you can do more than by feeling weak. Burdens make us feel weak. What else is coming up to be released from you? Are you holding on sometimes to just goodwill, to feelings of love or kindness because you think that someone will take advantage of you? Of course, we need to be wise in how we act, how we behave to people, to have proper exchanges of energy, and to be balanced. But sometimes we may be holding ourselves back for no reason. If holding ourselves back from doing good, being good, dreaming of good, if we are holding ourselves back and it makes us feel less happy, less powerful, less able to create, less creative, then it's something to release. Just let go and allow yourself to be gentle, to be kind, to be loving, to do good to people, and also allow yourselves to receive. Sometimes we are scared to receive. We think maybe this will imbalance the relationship with someone and they'll expect something from me that I can't give. Whatever we are feeling, how important it is to release the blocks we have to receive. Sometimes maybe in our life, someone has given us something with a hook. So let's release a hook. We'll do it as a short exercise, but releasing a hook is a huge thing, and it's something good to do when there is no moon, because that's the time when we go even deeper into our own inner light, our own inner moonlight. So just bring to mind any relationship, or it can be with a person, or it can be with an event that may be troubling you and you feel is like a hook into you. Very often, even as parents, we may hook our children. Oh, you have to do this because I'm your parent. That's a hook actually. And if the hook is troubling, then it's ready to be released. If it's not troubling you, you don't have to release it. In human life, we all hook many things. We hook ourselves and we hook others. So we, by having a thought like we were saying about should and would and could, those are ways in which we hook ourselves into our own ideas. So now we are thinking of anyone else that we may feel has a hook into us, and we feel that we have to do something when we don't want to. Call in your guides. Call in your own inner guidance. Call in the most divine essence within you to hold space for you. And you can do this later, just before you go to sleep. Just feel the angels are around you, or whatever is the co-creative source, the divinity of a co-creative source, which is actually within. You can call it a soul, you can call it anything. Whatever you feel is your highest, most loving essence of you. Call on that to be present. And then look around your body, because when there's a hook, some muscle also gets affected. And feel it somewhere, wherever you feel it. Once you have identified the person or the event, and you have identified where in the body, you ask the hook, are you ready to be released? You ask yourself, am I ready to release? The important thing here is that when we release a hook, we are not actually disconnecting the relationship. We are not breaking a relationship. We're actually making it into a harmonious relationship. We are detaching to connect. We don't have to attach to one another. We have to connect with one another in a conscious, loving way, in a way that has space. We don't have to be holding on to one another. We have to be just acknowledging one another, connecting with one another in this kind of way. For example, when I'm speaking and I say, you must listen to every word that I speak, then I'm hooking you for a moment. And I don't want to do that. That's why in the beginning I said, let my voice be something that you come back to if you wish. And if you don't want to, that's okay also. Sometimes in a meditation, in a guided meditation, we just allow the voice of the meditation guide to wash over us, knowing that it's like a gentle but strong thread that can bring us back into the present moment and this time and space that we are in. In meditation groups, sometimes people go very far away and we have to wait for a long time for them to come back. So for that reason, the guide will say that follow my voice or allow my voice to bring you back when you're ready. In one of the meditation groups that I used to go to, I asked the guide because she would bring us back. And I said, why do you bring us back? I just want to stay in that place. She said, but then who is in charge? So in this way, sometimes when we get into a meditation, we can say, I will meditate for 20 minutes. Why is it that people say 20 minutes, half an hour? It's good, especially when we are starting and we think we may fall asleep, which is all right. But what if we feel that we won't be able to come back? I know it doesn't happen to many people, but some people may have that. So if you find that you're not able to come back, it's good to tell yourself, I'll come back at this time or and in so many minutes. That's why when we give the Gaia Minute practice, that at 9:09 every day in your own time zone, just be in loving gratitude to Gaia, Mother Earth, and all beings. And I give this message as an invitation. If it pings you, if it touches something in your heart, then it's a message for you. Then it is a call of Gaia that was meant for you. And if it doesn't, then it was not meant for you. And it's okay to just let it go. It'll reach wherever it needs to reach. Just like the seeds of the dandelion will fall on many places. Some soil is ready to let it grow. There are some places which are going to keep cutting it and destroying it. So it will fall in many places, but it will fruit, it will flower and fruit and get become a plant only in some. It's the same with every idea, including our own ideas. So, if we are ready to release this hook, wherever it is in our body, then we fill it first, fill that whole space with a lot of loving light. Think of pink light or any light that seems loving light to you, and fill that space up. And then when you're ready, gently, literally think of it like a hook and you're just releasing it. Very, very gently. At any time as it's coming, you may feel, no, I'm not ready yet. Let it go back. Wait for the right time. But remember, when a fisherman is hooking a fish, he is hooked as much as the fish is. On both sides of the rod, two people are hooked, two beings are hooked, are connected at that moment, but it's a connection in which one wins over the other. Or it's a connection, if it's a very heavy fish and the fisherman or the fisherwoman doesn't know how to let it go, then it's maybe the person gets pulled into the water rather than the fish coming out of the water. So think of a hook like that. Hooks hurt, hooks can harm. So if we are ready to let them go, then we fill it with light and we release it, and then keep filling light into that area because that area had got used to the hook and now it needs to be healed. That's why it's important to have that presence of your own divine essence when you do this exercise. So what we release is whatever we want to give out into the world, whatever we want to free ourselves from, and whatever we wish to bring about in the world around us. When we do it in this kind of aware way, we are able to bring about a world that benefits all, always starting with the one that is the small self, the self that can be named, the one that is the one unit of a family, of a couple, of a community, of a neighborhood, a country, a nation, a religion, whatever you consider is we. When you say we, that we is also a oneness, it's also a one. And then the other one, the other self, which is the huge self, all of humanity. If suddenly we talk so often of people coming from other planets and we call them aliens, if someone does come, suddenly all of us are one. We're all earthlings. We're all earth beings. You see? So depending on what is in front of us, we can be the small self or the larger self, whichever way. So everything that we are doing is creating this kind of energy. In fact, right now as you speak, if you want, you can put your two hands together and just feel the energy. As I was just waving my hands around, I started feeling the energy stronger and stronger. Your own chi ball or ki ball that is in between your arms, your hands, your palms of your hands. You're feeling them like a rubber ball between your palms. And then you can put it into any part of your body, especially wherever you have removed a hook from. So, what is it that you wish to release today? Do you wish to release something that is burdening you? Do you wish to release planning and just surrender like floating in water? Do you wish to release an idea that you know will affect positively someone, someone's, some people in the world? Or just release from yourself without thinking of anyone else an idea that just wants to be spoken through you or written through you or expressed in one way or another through song, through dance, through writing, through drawing, through art. Anyway, each of us is creating all the time. And the important thing with creation is not that it has to be unique, that no one else should have thought of that idea, but that it's new for you. The idea came from you without your knowing that others had had it. I have a WhatsApp group of all my students of Reiki and my teachers. And once I realized that this is like a family. They're all friends, but they're all like friends and they are like family. And so I said, we are family. And so first I said, oh wow, I've coined a word. And immediately the other thought came, no, if I thought of this word, I'm sure it's out there somewhere. And thanks to the World Wide Web of Wonder, where everyone releases so much information, so many ideas, so many thoughts, and so much of information, I just had to put it in the search, family, and sure enough, many people had used it. But what is the beauty here that's so important? That aha I got when that word came to me, when I don't remember ever reading it anywhere. That feeling is so enlivening. It completely opens up your energy and makes you feel powerful and strong. And then when you find others have had the same idea, you feel so happy. Well, I had the same idea also. It makes you realize that creativity does not mean uniqueness. It means it's something new for you that you brought out. So let's keep creating, because together we are co-creating. And what are we co-creating? We are co-creating a world that benefits all. Because I'm so sure that in your heart, you really wish good for all. You wish for a life of peace, of wonderment, of prosperity, of abundance for yourself. And we know that unless everyone around us has that same, we cannot be fully happy. If we know that there are people in our world who are not totally doing well in any way, immediately we start putting barriers between them and us. So we actually start boxing ourselves in. We remove from ourselves freedom. To be totally liberated and totally free, we need a world that benefits all, where all may thrive and where all feel that they are thriving. So let's release this thought today as we do our gratitude lotus exercise. In our hearts and in our minds, we release from our minds all the ideas that we have, the thoughts and the inspirations, and the dreams and the imagination, the envisioning that we can do. We just see a world where all are happy, thriving, feeling abundant and free. And then we can open our middle fingers and we feel the abundance of community, the connection that we have with one another. How wonderful it is. Even when I'm all alone in front of a computer talking to you, even if you're not in the group with me, I feel that connection. I know that one day, through time and space, even though we may never meet, we have connected just through thought and through a computer or through a phone screen. And this connection is something that's beautiful. So I release these feelings into the world. And then I release the feelings of family, community, someone close to us, the people who love us, who care for us, who tend to us, who miss us or who we miss, and who we know are here for us and who we want to do more and more for them. How beautiful it is that this is so. And as our little fingers and our thumbs stay connected with the base of our palms touching and all our other fingers spread out in front of our chest, we are now opening to release, receive, refresh, renew, and co-create a beautiful world. Let's start to spread our hands, spread our arms wide, and send these thoughts into the world. Just feeling like a dandelion, releasing all the wonderful ideas and feelings, knowing that they will always come back to us with love, and coming back again with our palms joined in front of our chest, in front of our heart chakra, in loving gratitude. Thank you.